This farm has reached a turning point. When I first arrived here, there was nothing but open grassland, a push mower, and the goal that felt almost impossible. Every pound since then had been earned the hard way, one small step at a time, slowly transforming an empty piece of land into something that finally resembles a working farm. Now, those months of preparation have led to the moment every farmer waits for: harvest. The fields standing in front of me aren't simply another job to finish. They're the result of every early morning, every careful decision, and every hour spent investing back into the farm instead of taking the easier option. Over the next few days, these crops would reveal just how far the farm had come, and perhaps more importantly, what still needed to change before the journey to £1 billion could continue. There was only one thing left to do: start the harvest. It didn't take long to realise the combine had become the slowest part of the entire operation. When the farm was smaller, it had done exactly what I asked of it. But as the fields expanded, every pass across the crop felt like a reminder that the farm had begun to outgrow the machines that helped build it. A larger combine would make a huge difference, but after taking a look at the prices, reality quickly set in. With around £70,000 in the bank, replacing it simply wasn't an option. At least not without finding another way to make the numbers work. For now, the harvest would have to continue while I figured out a plan. With the barley safely tucked away in storage, I turned back towards the fields. On the way, something caught my eye. The chicken coop was overflowing with eggs. I'd almost forgotten how much had built up over the last few days, but seeing them waiting outside the coop sparked an idea. If the price was good enough, they might just bridge the gap between where the farm was and where it needed to be. The market wasn't offering its best price, but it was close enough to make me stop and think. Give me a moment, I think I've found a way to make this work. It turned out the eggs were only the beginning. Once I'd committed to the idea, I started looking at the farm through a different lens. Rather than asking what I could afford, I began asking what I could live without. The water tank had served its purpose, and a trailer load of freshly harvested barley helped push the balance a little further. Even the little Zetor, the tractor that had carried the farm through its hardest days, had reached a point where this job was done. That gave me enough to invest in a Massey Ferguson MF 8570 costing £104,500. It was a huge step forward for the farm and exactly the increase in capacity I've been searching for. I was still a few £100 short of the header. For a brief moment, it looked as though a few of the chickens would have to go. Then I remembered the straw. What had looked like nothing more than a few forgotten swaths left behind after the harvest suddenly became worth far more than I'd given them credit for. One quick trip with the forage wagon, one final sell, and it was enough. Sometimes progress isn't about finding more money. It's about recognising the value that's been there all along. The last of the straw disappeared into the forage wagon, and with one final trip to the sell point, every bit of the harvest had been put to good use. By the time I climbed back into the tractor, the light was beginning to fade. It had been a long day, and tomorrow would bring another harvest, so I headed home for a well-earned night's rest. The morning arrived with a familiar routine. Once the chickens had been fed, my attention turned to another upgrade the farm had quietly outgrown. The old trailer had become another bottleneck, so I upgraded to a BM Maupool trailer with a 20,000 litre capacity, costing me £32,500. It wasn't the most exciting purchase I'd made, but with the harvests getting larger, it was an investment the farm genuinely needed. A darker red felt like the right choice, and with that done, everything was in place. The canola was ready. With the last of the canola safely in the trailer, there was only one place left for it to go. It wasn't the biggest harvest by any means. In fact, it didn't even fill the trailer. But that didn't matter. Every litre tipped into the Italian oil mill was another step away from simply selling crops, and another step towards building a farm that could create something more valuable from everything it produced. The canola harvest may not have filled the new trailer, but it was enough to get the Italian oil mill up and running. It wasn't a huge delivery, yet every harvest has to begin somewhere, and from now on, the canola would have a purpose beyond simply sitting in the silo. Before deciding what to tackle next, I checked the crop calendar. The wheat wouldn't be ready until tomorrow, so that gave me the rest of the day to focus on something I've been thinking about for a while. As the farm continued to grow, I found myself paying more attention to how it all fitted together. The fields had been created wherever they were needed, but I had a much clearer picture of how I wanted this place to look. And this felt like the right time to start bringing that vision to life. With a little time spent improving the edges of the fields, it was time to make a more meaningful change. The cultivator came back out, and I joined two of the smaller fields together into one larger area. It would make future planting, spraying and harvesting far more efficient. I did think about merging all three fields into one, but I stopped short for a reason. That piece of land still has a job to do, but you'll have to wait a little longer to see what I've got planned for it. By the time the cultivator was parked away, there wasn't enough daylight to make a start on anything else. It had been another productive day, and with the wheat almost ready, an early night felt like the better decision. The following morning began with a little preparation. I positioned the trailer beside the field, parked the combine ready to go, and after a quick visit to feed the chickens, everything was finally in place. Looking back at where this series started, it's surprising how quickly things have changed. The first few days were spent chasing whatever would bring in the next bit of income. Every decision was about surviving long enough to make the next upgrade possible. There wasn't much time to think beyond the end of the day. Now the farm feels different. The machinery is beginning to match the scale of the work. The productions are ticking away in the background. The fields are becoming easier to manage, and for the first time, it feels like I'm making decisions for the future instead of reacting to the present. There's still an incredibly long way to go before this farm reaches £1 billion, but it's starting to feel like a real business rather than a collection of small jobs held together with hope. And that's exactly the direction I hoped this series would take. before I call it a day, I just wanted to say thank you. When I started this series, I honestly had no idea how many people would enjoy this slower style of gameplay. And reading through the comments each week and seeing so many familiar names returning has made the whole project even more enjoyable than I'd imagined. So whether you've been here since episode 1 or you've just found the series, thank you for taking the time to watch it. I genuinely appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.